Hello. So I have a little bit of technical difficulties this morning in that I can't get YouTube to start up again. Um, I'm still learning. I will get this. The button says YouTube is on. YouTube is showing nothing. So we're going to continue on with what we're going to do today, and I will struggle with it again later today. And I'll turn it on and off and on a couple times while we're talking to see if maybe it would start up. But Twitch is running, so we will at least have it. Let's start off with hello, everybody. How y'all doing? I hope everybody's having a great day. I'm getting a little more comfortable doing this, I think. Although really not used to like staring at my face while I'm talking, so that's a thing that I wasn't aware was going to happen. Um, but so let's start with the shirt of the day. I've changed things up a little bit to make them a little bit clearer. Here's the shirt of the day. The shirt of the day is I got to see the candy first, then I'll get in the van. I'm not stupid. So there's our shirt of the day, and it will be posted. I did make a shirt of the day page on Discord, so that we will have those. I also put a reading list up of the books that I talked about so far, and I have a couple more to add because I still want to add like Holy Blood, Holy Grail, and stuff like that, which were just really books that affected me in gaming and stuff like that. That particular book, Holy Blood, Holy Grail, was given to me by, I believe, Chris Metzen. So that one, I really enjoyed that one. Okay. Somebody's following me on Twitch. Oh, goody. Yay. The next one is we had talked about movies yesterday and TV shows and stuff like that. So I'm going to put, and I've already added a page to it for the Discord, but I'll also give a movie of the day. And it's basically movies that, that I feel everybody should see. You know, some of them are old, some of them are new. Some of them you guys like really dig or heard of and stuff like that. Others you may just go, what the hell is he talking about? You know, why would he watch this movie? But I have a very eclectic movie library, and I really like it. So let's see. The movie of the day today, and we talked about this one yesterday, is Big Trouble in Little China. A rough and tumble trucker and his sidekick face off with an ancient sorcerer in the supernatural battle beneath Chinatown. That description, which is the description given for this movie, does not even compare to what this movie is. I mean, technically it's right, but like I grew up in the time of TV guides, and the TV guide descriptions were always just hilarious. But I really like this description, so it made me laugh. So, but today's movie is Big Trouble in Little China. I will put it up on the movie of the day. I do have a bunch of movies picked out for the next couple weeks. But I think I originally was trying to come up with a top 42. And for those of you who know. So, but it's right now that list is like 200. Because I'm kind of whittling down from my 4,000 plus movies of the ones that I think are the most important. So there's like this, but there's also like Dark City. There's also like things that you guys probably wouldn't have watched. Like, believe it or not, Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion is a really good movie. It's really funny, you know, but not a movie that most guys would go see, but worth seeing. In all honesty, it's lots of fun. So we will talk more about movies later, stuff like that. Today we're going to continue playing Lost Vikings. I'm still kind of learning how to set things up and trying to keep within the rules and stuff like that. So I'm not always within the rules, but some of the upcoming movies will say, and obviously I have to learn rules on what can be shown, what can't be shown. But like obviously Back to the Future, things like that, Screamers, but also some older stuff like Time After Time and War of the Roses, The Thing, of course, Sixth Sense, Last Starfighter. These are movies that will be coming up later. Um, Dascord? Dascord? I don't know what that means, but okay. That's the one where fighter climb. Boop, doop, boop, boop. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm going over some of the things because things are popping up. And yes, the channel set up properly, and you can thank Thor for that because he showed me how to set up some of the settings last night, and so that they would be set up properly because I'm new to this. Like I said before, I'm usually in a dark room somewhere just working on games. I'm not online much. I don't do social networking all that much. I'm just so this is all new to me. Thor has been a great help. I trust him completely. In fact, someone had pointed out yesterday that it's great that I actually referred to him, but the guy knows his shit. So why would I go on making a whole bunch of mistakes when when I can just ask him and he'll tell me the right thing to do. So that's what that is. Uh, yes, my about section does need to be updated. I will update that. That whole section there where I know Thor's is set up with a whole bunch of stuff in it. I don't know how to do any of that stuff yet, so I will get there, both for the Discord channel and for the Twitch channel. So let's get off of the movie of the day, and let's basically chatting here. Obviously, we're playing Lost Vikings. Yesterday, we ended up on the TRSS level. That's the one that we're going to start with this morning. How do you trust a guy who doesn't remember your birthday? Well, because the question is, how do you trust a guy that doesn't remember your birthday? Well, because he's my son and I love him. And as a father, sometimes you have to let those kind of things slide. I mean, it was fun to tease him about it in the first place, but it's also fun to walk away from it and see if he does it next year. If he does it next year, then we're really going to have a problem. So I am doing great. I still do have a bit of a snot problem, but we'll get that. Can you make a new Discord link, please? A new one? I'm confused. If you go to I believe it's the about, there should be a link there to the Discord. That's one thing I think I did get right. Do I enjoy streaming? Yes, I do. The thing is I'm a doer. I love to do stuff. And for the last couple months, I haven't been really doing anything, because I thought about this and was talking to Thor about it, doing it and stuff like that. But I wasn't actually doing anything because I'm just like, okay, I was it was basically taking a break time and taking a couple months to just kind of regroup and see what's going on and all that stuff. But I am enjoying this. The stress for it is getting smaller, but now I'm really getting into, okay, how can we improve it? What can I do to make things better? That's why we're like, for the Discord, we're adding stuff into the Discord. I say because I'm the only one here. And as we talk about stuff and as things come up here, then I'll improve things and add more stuff, and all of us will have a much better experience on here. But yeah, I am enjoying it. It is a new thing for me because, as I said before, most people know me. I'm a pretty quiet guy. I just kind of sit in the back and kind of stare at you, which if you even in Play Fair, he described me as a grumpy curmudgeon or something like that. And it's true because I was the oldest one in the company back when Lost Vikings and all that stuff was made. Everybody else was 5 years or more younger than I was. I had just turned 30 when I got there, and all these guys were like 20, 21, 19. Even Alan, who was the owner, he was 25 at the time. So yes, talking is not what I do. So I'm learning. I have been on Thor's stream a couple times, but I find those to be a whole lot easier because you're talking to someone as opposed to talking to text. Um, there's some interviews out there with me that were done over the years, but I don't really talk in public that often. So this is a whole new experience for me, a whole new thing. I have had media training, so I know for the most part what not to say, but that was years ago. So I'm assuming that there's going to be times when I say something stupid and I ask you for forgiveness on that because I'm kind of stupid sometimes. The Discord link in the About section has timed out. Oh, okay. Let me go to Discord here. How do I get a link to this again? Let's see how it's done. Invite people? No. Copy link, I guess is what I'm looking for. Notification. Well, let's see. If I go there, here, let me put this in this. I didn't know that those links timed out. I apologize for that. Here's the link. So I put the link in. Hopefully that'll, and I will update. I have to update all the about stuff anyway. The email is still active, and that's the one that we'll be using for this channel. Oh, I didn't know I could set an expiration. Okay, the Discord link is needed. So I put that in there. Talking in front of a bunch of weirdos on the internet must be strange. Actually, no, I talk in front of weirdos all the time. Yeah. The thing is we're not weirdos. We just really like playing games, you know? Like in my particular case, I like making them and playing them. I probably wouldn't play every single one that every one of you would play, but you know, that's okay. That's the good thing about games. You can find the ones that you like to do. Edit event link, invite link. Okay, what is this saying here? Apparently, I messed it up again. Hello, everyone. Good morning, everyone. You've been invited to the server. Joined. Okay. Or send. Blah blah. Good morning. Okay, a lot of people are showing up, so I'm assuming that linked worked. Let's go to questions here. Woof. Okay, werewolf. I guess that's what your question is. Wolf. Okay, well then I will say meow. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, meow. No. Talking in front of a bunch of weirdos. Got that one. Did you make the art for this game? Yes, I did quite a bit of the art for this game. In fact, if you look at even the credits, I'm in the credits for doing the artwork. I did also the layouts for all the levels in CED and the sounds. Yeah, sounds exactly like Thor. Yeah. Well, what I'm finding is when I started on Monday, my voice seemed to be much higher, but as I'm talking more and more, you can feel your voice kind of dropping in your throat. Now, don't get me wrong, I probably should get a voice changer just for fun, just so that I can do weird voices, which would be kind of fun. And I'm really interested in maybe getting. Wow, you guys are just like going off on Discord. Okay. See, there I am, Joy Reho. Ha. So I'm my throat is changing. So that I find fascinating. Is it on Steam? I don't think so. I think that to play Lost Vikings, you need to go to Blizzard Arcade, and I believe it's in there. I believe that and Rock and Roll Racing and other games are in there. How many countries from Europe have you visited? Oh, geez. What did you like the most? I've been to a lot of countries in Europe. The thing that I like the most is the public transportation in most countries in Europe is amazing. You know, I found it to be very useful. You know, in fact, the 4 years that I lived in Cambridge, I didn't own a car. I had a bicycle, and I had an electric bicycle, but it was just a bicycle. But I didn't need or own a car. Because when I first got there, I made myself a rule: is I was very concerned about driving on the opposite side of the road and screwing it up and running someone over or hitting someone in another car. So I made a deal with myself that I would learn to walk correctly first, because even the way they drive is the way they walk. So if you pass someone, they pass people on the left, where we pass people on the right. And so I had to learn to walk on the correct side of the sidewalk first. Then I bought my bicycle and made the deal that I had to learn how to ride my bicycle correctly on the correct side of the street first. And then I just kept the bicycle. And if I had to go anywhere far, I would take the train, or I'd take their bus system, their bus system was great, you know. And the thing that I liked about their bus system was, in Cambridge, they took what used to be um, where railroad tracks used to be, and they paved over the railroad tracks and then made that just for buses. So when you travel around Cambridge, you can actually do it by bus, and it doesn't interfere with traffic most of the time. So if you're going to any of the outside cities of Cambridge, just jump on the bus and go. And that was really cool. But yeah, this public transportation was really, really cool to deal with in stuff. And the only complaint I had, and I talked about it the other day, was British people will, when they're on the bus or on a train or something, they just stare. Not like stare, but they just kind of look. They just sit there, and I love them to death, but they just are quiet. Whereas most buses I've been on in the U.S., everybody's talking, everybody's doing everything, but they just sit there quietly and go, okay, I'm going to work. Okay, I'm back. You know. I hope everyone is having a well day. So do I. You can turn the stream mode into. Okay, you can turn to stop. Yeah, I know. I just haven't figured out how to do that yet. It says you can turn it off, but I haven't endeavored into it yet. I'm sure it's over here. And God, let's see. I don't know. The blip thing's kind of relaxing. No, let's see. Profile set of devices. Blah 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 blah. Service. Blah, 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 blah. Appearance, voice. No, I don't think it'd be in voice and video ball. I don't know. I'll get to it later. You can turn off streamer mode. Okay. Oh yeah, the streamer mode thing was kind of weird, where it only puts the first letter. No voice changer. Suppose don't want to copy Thor to no. Thor, believe it or not, Thor does not use a voice changer. I know it's fun to tease him about it, but that is his real voice. And if you ever heard his brother, they have pretty much the same voice, the same register, which I don't think anybody has. But yeah, they have kind of the same register in their voice where they're really low. I can't get that low. I can go, okay, there it is. I'm real low. No, that's stupid. That doesn't work. Matt, maybe after this cold goes away, I'll be fine. You have to consider having moderators. Yeah, Thor and I did talk about moderators and other things last night. And I agree. I probably will. I think in the next couple of weeks we'll probably add some. I don't know yet. If it depends on how this goes. I mean, if we go on for the next couple of weeks and then everybody goes, oh my God, we can't listen to him anymore. That's fine. But I don't want to make promises to moderators for compensation and stuff like that until I'm sure that we're going to be here for a while. From my part, yes, I have a lot of games that we can play through and things like that, and I have the time to do it. But I don't want to get someone's hopes up to saying, "Okay, this is your job," And also, just need to figure out how to pay someone anyway and stuff like that. So we'll get there. But let's where'd my controller go? Let us move forth into gameplays. So let me look real quick. Question. Yesterday I mentioned Leisure Suit Larry. Did you ever get a chance to meet Al Lowe, Ken, and Williams? No, I did not get to meet any of those people that I remember. So Leadership Larry was, I believe, Sierra. And then when, by the time I think it was Vivendi bought Sierra, I think they left. But we didn't have a whole lot of things a whole lot of contact with Sierra from an art standpoint. But we did. The problem is at the same time they bought Sierra, they bought Seagram's, and then which just made the Christmas party great because Seagram's had all the alcohol, and we kind of liked that stuff. It was good. We like alcohol. More, please. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a drinker. I can drink because I was trained at a very early age to drink a lot. But ha. Let's see. Let's see what's over here. A PDF is a link to a rock and roll on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I basically need to build a sitemap for everything that's going on here, because as we're expanding out, I need to be able to create a sitemap with a list of things that I need to check each day. Personally, wouldn't be looking for financial compensation, just interested in healing to make safe. Okay. Yeah, I will say this in regards to that. Yes, I understand that most people would do this for non-compensation. However, I believe in fair pay for fair work. And there's also a point that I need to learn what is needed for it so that I can determine what fair pay is. Um, and I love learning stuff. So I'm going to try to learn this all first and then decide where I can let things go and where I need to hold on to things. What do you think? I'm going to do some kind of. No, I haven't gotten into a rivalry with anybody. In fact, I don't know what Relic Entertainment is. So as far as I know, I don't have a beef with them. They don't have a beef with me. So, or Corp. I don't know. I don't know who they are. I mean, I could put it on my list of things to look up, but I don't know. Yeah, here, let me get my book. So you said it's Relic Entertainment. Never heard of them. Doesn't mean that they're not anything. It just means I just never heard of them. But no, I have no beef with them. I don't know them. They do the game. They did the games like Homeworld, meant you and Blizzard as a whole. No, I don't remember them. You don't actually have to pay mods. Thor just does that because, well, you have to pay people for the work they do. I think that Thor is correct on that. Yeah. It's just like someone had asked yesterday or the day before about whether I receive royalties for the games that I worked on. And I said, no, don't. However, it doesn't mean that that kind of system can't be worked out in small companies in the game industry. I think the bigger companies would reject it flat out. But my way of looking at it is if say I start a game and I do like Thor did, which I bring in an artist, I bring in a music guy, and then I do all the programming and we build the whole game. I think that say, okay, you get X number of dollars and then you're paid out. I never owe you a thing again, even though the game goes on and keeps making money. My theory is that a percentage of all income from that game going forward should go to those people, like as royalties, and then what I would suggest is have it be diminishing over years, where as opposed to like as the game diminishes, I think you could probably connect it to number of sales, as the sales drop off as the game gets old, that amount goes lower and lower for the people that worked on it. But as the game gets bigger, that also goes up. That amount goes up. But that's me. That's probably how I would do it. But I would never ask anybody to dedicate their time to something that they weren't getting paid for in regards to the business, because it works out for many things. Yes, if you're not getting paid, you can still put it on a resume. However, if you are getting paid for it, then it means that people respect you enough to give you the value of your time. And when you put it on a resume, you can say paid, that it was a paid gig, so doing something for free for a year in the business world isn't as valuable as doing something for $1 a day for a year. It's silly, but it's true. Do you know why Heroes of the Storm is not further developed? No, I do not. I had left Blizzard before Heroes of the Storm was removed, so I don't know why. I think that the team was very strong, and I think that my understanding, and I could be wrong, is that most of that team has moved over to Dreamhaven, and they're making some really cool stuff over there. So I think you're going to get a good game from them in the future. Your son has good head on his shoulders. No, that's just hair. I'm sure he'll teach you and give you good advice for all the streaming aspects. Yeah, he is. He. In fact, yesterday he called me. He had pinged me on when I was online. He goes, "Call me after," and filled me in on a bunch of information that I needed, which was great. I mean, because it makes me happy that he's concerned and that he wants me to succeed. So I want him to succeed too. So it's a family affair. Haha. And YouTube is still not working. God damn it. Let me turn it off. So I've just turned YouTube off. And now I'm turning it back on. Come on. You can do it. Come on. And no. Okay. YouTube. It worked yesterday. I don't understand it. Nothing has changed. Everything's still set the same. Okay. Let's see. We got caught up on that. Let's look over here to see if there's anything we need to chat about here. We are chatting. Update. I can't scan because it's round. Okay. Yeah, I'll update the about tonight. I'll make that my main task for updating the about tonight, and I'll throw in a little bit about me, since that's what it's about. That's right. I just said that. Okay, game. Okay, here's where we left off yesterday, and we are checking no questions right now. Haven't bored people completely to death yet. We're all good. Okay. Doot. Okay. Everything's up above. Okay. Come here, Eric. Oh, pushed the wrong button. Boom. Steak. I got steak. I think this is... Oh, yeah. Okay, I think he stays up just enough. Ah. Bum. Yeah, we used to have a whole lot of fun sitting around thinking up things for the Lost Vikings to do, and thinking up the characters and the different monsters and stuff. Ah, come on. I gotta lure him in. Here he comes. Come on, stop rolling. Beep. Bam. Boop. I hope that, do you plan on collaborating with your son and streaming like you did that Friday? Be more independent. I don't know. Thor and I haven't talked about it, so I don't know. But well, we're gonna kind of probably play it by ear. You know, sometimes it's good to not to have a plan. Even when you're designing games and stuff like that, some of your best ideas come when you're not thinking about it. When you're not going, oh, what am I going to do today? I'm going to go and create X number of things today. And that never works out because you never create X number of things. You create Y number of things. And then all you do is end up getting yourself down because you haven't succeeded at whatever weird promise you promise yourself you get done. You're going to get done what you get done. And okay, not sure if this was asked before, but have you considered joining Game Jam like Thor's, for example? No, I have not. My way of looking at game jams and things like that is for people who want to learn how to do things. I think that if us old timers get involved in it, we'll just take it over. It's just the way we are. It's like, oh, okay, my idea is better. We're going to do my idea. We need to really let it be open up and let new people try things and do things and watch them grow and things like that. So, and I don't completely understand all of the rules of Game Jam anyway. So, because it's just not something that I've ever, not that I didn't pay attention to it. It's like, okay, that's a cool thing. Cool for you. Check here, your joy. If you're on PC and you can get a link for Discord. I don't know what that means. Okay. But I think game jams are really good because they're, from what I've seen, some really good ideas come out of them. And I think that even the people that don't, I'm assuming that there's a winner at the end of it and they get whatever. But I really like the idea of all kinds of ideas being thrown out there and put together and things like that. I really like that because that's how we used to do it when we were like making these games way back in the beginning. Click here. I'm not just going to randomly click on a link in chat, but thank you very much. You old timers are so important to us, though. Once you've gone, we won't. Well, I appreciate that statement, but what I'll tell you is in two of the companies that I've worked with after leaving Blizzard, I had new game developers and stuff like that literally just say to me, oh, well, you only know the old ways of doing things. We only do things here the new way. And that kind of threw me off because I'm like, but you're doing it wrong. So I would, because I'm the pain in the ass that I am, I would go back at my desk and do it the old way and have it done while they were still trying to figure out what the hell they wanted to do. So, the old way it has its promises. Also, I don't care where the education comes from. It could be someone who's new at it. It could be something old at it. I don't care. If the idea works, use it. If you're going to get through what it is you need to get through, then why are you arguing new way, old way? Because like I did events at Blizzard quite a bit. So I did BlizzCons and stuff like that. The main stage and the main show were part of my responsibilities at BlizzCon for years, for all BlizzCons from 2005 all the way to 2014. And when I went to one company, they had an events team, and I said, okay. And I went to one of their events, and I made about 5 pages of notes and gave it to them. And they're going, well, your notes were you just gave us too many notes. I'm going, at BlizzCon, that would have been 50 pages. Because at the end of every BlizzCon, we would sit down and say, okay, what went wrong? What can we improve? What could be better next time? That's just what you do. And they didn't want to, they thought that I was attacking them. I'm like, no, this is just This is how you review what you've just done so you can make it better. You know, also knowing what people think about it, you should always be for. No, it's nothing like veterans. Nobody shot at me. Nobody shot at me as a game developer. Only in the games. I would never put game development up against real veterans. I'm only guilty of keeping breathing. I just keep breathing. Okay, I don't remember setting this up this way, but I don't like jumping blindly into something. Oh, there's the exit. Oh, that means I gotta come up here. Oh, where'd the blue key go? Where's the blue key? I didn't see no blue key. Oh, I missed something. Dun, 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 dun. It's probably here. No, I got that. Was there a second? I don't remember putting a second in. No. Okay, is there a jump? No. No jumps, no seconds. We are searching for the blue key. Hello, blue key. Oh, that's a good name for a dog. Hey, blue key. I was explaining to someone that if you click on someone's name... Oh, okay. Sorry. They were just explaining that they were saying click on someone's name, not for me particularly to do click on a random link. What was the major bugs you faced when you made the biggest bugs was the fact that, and Alan talked about it a little bit in the 20-year anniversary video that we did, is that the manuals for how to make Super Nintendo games from Nintendo were all in Japanese. So, why do you wear such a funny looking costume? I am a Viking. Of course you are. Well, you are on private property, Viking. You must leave at once. Tell me the way and I will be gone. You will find a key to the bridge in the tree on the other side of the waterfall. Okay, now go. Okay, now we know where the key is. Ah! That was stupid. Never run blindly off to something. It is not a good thing. Okay, so the key to that is on the other side of the waterfall. So we need to go here. We do need to jump over there. Yeah, so like I was saying though, to answer the question a little bit more, what were the challenges we faced? We faced is mostly is the learning curve was really high at first, and Mike and them wrote programs that would help us do things like, oh God, why can't I? Ah, it's up there, but I can't double jump him. I need Olaf, but Olaf can't get over here. What have I done? What did I miss? Ah, that's what I missed. Ah, haha. There's the blue key, but we can't get it because he's carrying too much stuff. Give that to Olaf. Give another one to Olaf. My Olaf is not a snowman. He is not a snowman. It says, I am not a snowman. I am a no man. Let's see. I had to look down. Hey, Baylog, come join us. Okay, yeah, he'll live. Must hit him one more time. Stop rolling, you freak. Bum, bum, bum. And we have completed another level. At any of the places you work, did you ever give them a note about buying a $3 million bus? I'm not sure what that refers to, but not that I'm aware of and not that I remember. I'm not sure a bus would have been a helpful thing. Not sure where that question came from. But it's good to know that left field is populated with many people. Did you make any arcade games like the Golden Axe? No, not that I'm aware of. Not that I remember. I mean, we did a bunch of ports in the beginning, but nothing like the Golden Axe that I remember. When we get home, we need to... Oh, sorry. When we get home, we need to move. We need to get one of those. Giant snails? Tree houses? No. Those cool waterfalls that hover in the mid-air. Yeah, that's true. I think the next level is the bubble level, if I remember. No, it's not. We're back. We're still in prehistoric caveman times. Okay. I don't know if you noticed, but I always lead with Olaf because he has the shield. Eric is more of a, is it clear? Okay, let's go get him. Yeah, I thought there was a... What's up here? Ah, not him. Turn around, guys. Nope. Sorry, Olaf. Okay. We're gonna get him. Get the caveman. Get caveman. Get caveman. Olaf, since you are down one, you go ahead and get the shield. You go ahead and use it. Okay. Now we're gonna take you down here. Oh wait, no, we need to go up here first. I think we got... No, we did not get everything up here. I think that's going to be a floater. Not that kind of floater. What game does the password for levels originate from? What game? Oh, the passwords in the levels come from everywhere. I mean, we had so many of them. Some of them were funny. Same thing with cheat codes and stuff like that in like World of War or in Warcraft and stuff like that. You know, which we use for testing and things like that. So, like I believe that one of the ones that was in Warcraft 1 was there could be only one, which gave you God mode. That one was fun. Okay, that right? Yeah. He's gonna knock those down so that they can... Yeah. Beep. Okay. But I think we need to go back here first, because there's some underground caveman that needs to be dealt with. Belog, come to me. Yeah, the funny part about like even laying out all these levels was being able to make it look random without making it with very few actual different tiles. So even the rock formations here, they look like they're pretty random, but it's very few actual new pieces. I don't think you can run through that. Can you play this game with 3 players? I think you could. I don't remember. I know you could play with 2 because I remember that there was a lady that wrote us that said she was very happy that we made this game because it was a game that her sons could play together and they had to cooperate with each other to actually play it. Because as you're playing each of the characters, obviously you can't get through this game with just one of the characters. You need all of them. And oh, this one's gonna be tough. So yeah, I bet Blizzard had tons of Unreleased small and large side projects. I've said before that my favorite game that was never released was Warcraft Adventures. I really liked it. It was just I really liked adventure games at the time, and it was just fun. And the fact that Clancy Brown from Highlander fame and Carnival fame was the voice for Thrall was great because his voice worked so well with it, but it worked well with it because Metzen was the original Thrall and had the same kind of voice. And Metzen, I believe, is still Thrall to this day. But that was cool, and all of the orcs in the adventure game were the voices of the original Transformers, and that was fun too. So you would hear Optimus Prime as an orc and all the other guys as orcs. It was really cool stuff. Wow, why am I not? What the hell? Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, but my Nintendo controller power is not as good as it used to be. Okay, drop down. Okay, well, let's get him down here. And then get him down here. Ah! Run, Olaf, run! Eat your tomato. Thank you. Let's go with Olaf. Okay, yeah, we're good. More free stuff. Not sure if it was asked before, but did you directly work on WoW? We all worked on WoW. At one point or another, everybody at Blizzard worked on WoW. It was not a tiny game. Also did the editing for the cinematics for WoW and stuff like that. Also did the Wrathgate in-game piece. My team did that. My Machinima team did that. Gave suggestions on things, events, and things like that, as always, because Blizzard was really good at the time of taking ideas from everywhere, and everybody's voice was heard. May not have always been agreed with, but it was always heard, so that was always fun. Yeah, so there's a lot of good things going on. What's the favorite cinematic you worked on? Okay, what is the favorite cinematic I worked on? I think I'm trying to remember the one that stands out in my mind, and it's really old. It's from Warcraft 2. It's the Warcraft 2 intro. And the reason it's my favorite was oh wow, we're gonna get in big trouble there. The reason it's my favorite is because there's two of them. There are two versions of that cinematic. There's the one that was in the original game, and then there is the one that's in the Battle Chest version. And what had happened was when we made the original, I had a 386, and all the 3D stuff was done on that 386. And it took forever to render, and they were tiny. They weren't rendered in high res like they are now, like they were later, but the original Warcraft ones were 320 by 240 in size, and we rendered all the frames out and then put them together and then animated them. I think is FLCs, I believe is what they were. But when it came time to do the intro for Warcraft 2 for the Battle Chest edition, they bought me a 486 with a P90 processor, which was the fastest computer I'd ever seen at that time, which is not even close to what we have now. I mean, it's like my watch compared to my computer now. But I had this idea of the one thing that always bothered me about the intro was when the camera comes up over the wall of the castle and you see the orc armada coming in the ships, it always seemed very light to me for those ships. So I was re-rendering the intro at 480 by whatever it was. I was re-rendering the intro in a higher resolution. So I had bumped up all the texture maps. I did everything, fixed everything, run through, and I put a test together to see how long it was going to take to render, because we were looking literally at 10 hours a frame on the 386s for the original. So I'm like, I wasn't expecting any big thing, but I needed to do a test so I could figure out how much time it was going to take to render everything. So I put the test in, and I queued up in a 3D Studio, not the later one, but the original one. I queued up all of the cinematics just to do a test. And I went to lunch. And I came back, and all of them were done. And I'm like, oh my God, all that rendered in an hour, all those frames at the higher resolution? So then that got me thinking, it's like, okay, what would I fix if I had the chance to fix something, since I had time now? Because I had a couple of weeks to do this, and my first test was like, this is going to be easy to render. So what I did was I looked at that armada coming in from the boats, and I said to myself, I really want it to feel like there's an armada, a real, like they're coming in massive forces. So what I did was I went back to 3D Studio, and I copied all the boats and the Zeppelins and everything. I made a Zeppelin, and I put them in there 6 times. So in the Battle Chest edition, when you come up over the wall, there's 6 times more boats, Zeppelins, orcs coming at you, and never told anybody, just changed it, got put in. And my understanding was that one time, like a week or so later, Alan and Ron were in Alan's office, and they're looking at the cinematics, and Alan goes, there's more boats in there. And Ron goes, there's no boats in there. There's no more boats in there. Who would put more boats in there? And he goes, Joey Ray would. And he walked out of his office, because my desk was outside his office. He goes, more boats? I go, yeah, more boats. He goes, okay. But that's always made that particular cinematic very special to me, because I put more boats in, and it looked really a lot cooler. It actually looked threatening. So, yeah, I did. How did you make art for the game? Was it just with the computer and mouse? Yeah, most of the art for all the games were done with computer and mouse. I mean, there were concept arts and drawings and stuff like that Sam and them would do, because they were amazing artists. And then those would be handed off to a modeler who would build them in 3D. And then that would be handed to the texture mapist, who would make all the armor and all that other stuff. So yeah, computers were mostly used for everything. We didn't put hand-drawn stuff into anything but the website and showing off and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully I answered the question on the cinematic. How long would it take to do that? Let's say you make one breastplate. Well, it depends on how good you are at building 3D models. If it's just for like a small game and stuff like that, you have one artist that does it all. They build the model, they texture map it, they render it out, or they hand it to you. You can then do conversions to Unity or whatever. It depends on what modeling program you're using. Yeah, it's one person can do that. I remember when Blender was new, back when it was attached quite a bit to the Amiga, way back when, but I haven't used Blender in forever. I usually use what used to be 3D Studio. I believe it's called Miro now, or Miro something else. It's called something else now. But I haven't built any 3D models in a long time. I've heard that nowadays you do a full cinematic and then throw it away afterwards. So next time you'd have... No, I mean, I'm going to try to interpret this correctly. So yes, when you build a model, you have that model forever. Just because you throw the cinematic idea away or stuff like that, you still have those models, you still have those texture maps, and you can use them anywhere. You can use them background characters, you can use them later for other things, or you can use them for bases for new modelers and stuff to upgrade and make better. You know, I don't know anybody that throws a full cinematic away, um, unless they're throwing it away from a game that got canceled. But I don't think people build full cinematics just to throw them away, just to keep the models. But it depends on how much time is between the model you built for that cinematic and the model you need for the cinematic you're working on then. Because most of the time you've learned so much between the two that most artists would say, I'm remodeling this, I don't care. I'm going to start from scratch on this. And usually they'll get together with concept artists and draw something up first and go from there. Become incredibly good. I have not done any 3D modeling in years. You know, most of the stuff I'm doing is more people management and stuff like that. Yes, there are many Easter eggs and cinematics that people have never found. And I'll say one, I believe it's in, I think it's in the World of Warcraft intro. No, Warcraft 3 intro. And in the Warcraft 3 intro, if you're, I believe it's the Warcraft 3 intro. And see, now I'm going to have to look. If you're very quick, not very quick, but if you're very observant, you will see the Millennium Falcon in the Warcraft 3 intro. And I believe that Nick Carpenter put that in there. But it's very prominent, and most people don't recognize it, but it is there. But I think that one was a Nick Carpenter addition. Let me look on YouTube and see real quick. We'll get back to the Vikings here in a second. Let me see if I got the right one. Oh, there's the War 2 intro. That's the one I was just talking about. Warcraft 3 intro. Where are you at? Bum, 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 bum. It's funny. I put Warcraft 3. Oh, that's because I put Warcraft 2 intro. Because I'm dumbass. My finger don't stutter. Yeah, let me look here. Doop, 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 doop. Come on, where you at? Pretty sure this is the right one. Yes. If you go to the Warcraft 3 intro at 1 minute 46 seconds, you will see the Millennium Falcon. I am doing fine. Okay, back to our Vikings here. Are you guys holding up okay? I'm having a terrible time. Not me. I haven't even got to clobber so many. Not me. I haven't even got to clobber so many cool monsters. That's not even English. It's either not English or I can't read, which is probably a little bit of both. Welcome to the cavern. It's weird because I think we missed a level. Because no, maybe not. Because there's the bubble level, which is like my hardest level ever. That hope also. How are you? Got that? Is it? Yes, it is the stone shape. Maybe it's a Genesis exclusive. No, it's no, I don't think the bubble one's a Genesis exclusive. It will show up eventually. I think we go back and forth. I don't think I skipped any levels. I'll look. You have completed the most prestigious achievement in life. You raised a super son. Yeah, Thor's brother is awesome. You're absolutely right. Thor's brother is amazing. Thanks for doing such a good job. You should be proud of us. I am. I am very proud of Thor's brother. I mentioned briefly about potential developing a game in the future. I think you said we're making some. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff for it. I have a lot of stuff I've written. I have a lot of maps and stuff. I have a Miro board layout of it. It for the game. Someone was asking about the game that I was talking about that I was working on. The thing is up until now, I haven't had enough time to work on it personally because of work and conflict of interest in the jobs that I've taken over the years. So it's something that is on my list to do, and it'll probably be something that I start working on again on the weekends and then bring into you guys during the week. Are you planning on playing Lost Vikings 2? I do have Lost Vikings 2. I'm gonna play through the Super Nintendo games first. I don't know. Do I have a Lost Vikings 2 in here? I don't have a Lost Vikings 2 in here. I think that was Lost Vikings 2, I believe, was on a CD, but I don't remember. It's been a long, long time. Thank you for bringing me much needed joy today. First real smile today. Well, you're welcome. I'm glad I made you smile. I made him smile. I'm a smiley guy. Yes, there you go. I don't see it. You don't see it? You don't see the Millennium Falcon there? It's the shape. But I believe that was a Nick Carpenter had put that in there, if I remember correctly, because he was doing the cinematics at the time. So, as a British guy, I would like to ask, with you moving to the UK, do you still work in USD? Like, do you look at something? No, I do not. He's basically asking is when I look at the price of something in the UK, do I convert it to USD, which is US dollars? No, I do not. The thing about that I really liked about shopping in Britain was is the price that was on the object was the price you paid. Tax, everything was included in the price that was on the object. And I really liked that. So if I went in there and I had £5 to spend, and I found something that was £5, when I went to the register and paid it, I only had to pay £5 because all the price was included. The biggest issues I had with conversion was converting Celsius to Fahrenheit. That was one. Converting kilometers to miles per hour, but most stuff in Britain is miles per hour or miles per gallon, stuff like that. So those were good. Do you have any insight on StarCraft Ghost you allowed to talk about? The only insight I have on StarCraft Ghost is the multiplayer was a lot of fun. The single player didn't come together right, and my understanding and my history with Blizzard was if it wasn't all working, it's not a complete game. And we had done some cinematics for it. There was a lot of work done on it, and it just wasn't coming together into something that we could say that is a Blizzard product. That's my opinion on it. Question: since you go back and forth between US and UK, are you able to adjust to both times? Yeah, I'm really lucky that I don't. Someone had asked, am I able to adjust through time and cultures easily? Yes. I'm really lucky in that I don't get jet lag, so that's a big plus in my world. Given that World of Warcraft exists now and has continued the storyline for so long, do you think it's possible Warcraft 4 would ever? I don't know. I'm glad about the storyline continuing. In fact, Chris Metzen is back at Blizzard, writing and continuing to build that world. Him and Taryn Gregory, who was one of my machinima people way back when. I hired him way back, in the early 2000s. Was it the early 2000s? Yeah, it was the early 2000s. Both of them are really huge at keeping and building the storyline for WoW and stuff like that. And I'm very proud of both of them. No, it's not the exact shape. Someone's showing the Millennium Falcon. No, it's not the exact shape, but you couldn't. It's enough of the shape that it is what it is. I can see it sort of. It's very tilted, but you got to remember also back then, it was 3D and stuff was a lot more difficult. And if you did the exact shape, you'd probably get someone would probably call you and say, could you remove that, please? Yeah, it helps if you squint. But I always liked it. I always liked that one. You asked me, I told you. You don't like the answer. There's nothing I can do for you. Okay. What time? Yeah, okay. We're still good on time. We'll go to this next level. Leveling up. Olaf, lead the way. Eric, get the food. Get the food. Don't. Oh, shit. Eric's gonna die. Yep. That's what happens when you overjump. Now, all together, let's ask Thor to... Thor, will you please bring Eric back? Please, Thor. Thor, in your mighty wisdom and strength, bring him back. Thank you. Let's try this again. Okay. Bring Olaf up to block this guy. Balog up to make him cry. Eric jumps. We don't know why. If he goes too far, we're going to sigh. Beep. Is there something up here? There might be. Nope, nothing up there. Eric, bash the wall. Okay, so Balog, you gotta jump down just the right time. Let's see if we can keep. Okay, that's a good thing. Let's go. Blip. Eric, jump again. Nope, you're not gonna do that. I shall come back for the shield. Because Eric is going to need it, because he's going to die if we don't. Okay, so let's take Balog and put him here. Because we don't want to activate the monster that's up on top of the hill yet. Now let's go here and do this. One more and hopefully we'll be out of range. Let's see. Okay, we're out of range of the fireball. Good. Now we can go here and bring him up to block this guy. We can be brave to shoot him. Shoot him in the face. Here, I'll go down so he can shoot lower. Shoot him. Helps if I face the right way, doesn't it? Funny how that works. But Olaf has the red key. I'm good with either coffee or tea. Someone asked me that the other day. So, yeah, I'm good with coffee or tea. I make coffee. I had coffee this morning. I got up and made my kefir milkshake, and then after that, I had a nice coffee. I make a coffee, and then I put in Godiva chocolate milk stuff, and then I put foamy milk on top of that, and that's usually my coffee in the morning. But yeah, I drink both. I drink more tea when I'm in the UK because it's just more prevalent, and that's what you do. Sounds yummy. It is good. I mean, you do a 10 ounce coffee, and if I'm using the Pikes Peak K cups from Starbucks, then an envelope of Godiva hot chocolate mix, the powder, and then just whole milk in foamed up, mix it all together, and it makes a pretty good coffee mocha, which is my coffee of choice. But my regular breakfast is my I make a shake because I grow my own kefir. If you know what that is, it's basically a watery yogurt type stuff. And in fact, after I finish today, I'm gonna actually be I have to put some. I make my own yogurt too, so I'm gonna have to put that in the super pot for the next 36 hours or 36 hours, so that the yogurt will firm up. Um, and I do that mostly for health reasons because I'm old. Yeah, but it really helps with arthritis and inflammation. So if you grow your own kefir and you grow your own yogurts and you eat them, they're more powerful than the yogurts that you get at the store, and you have a little bit more control, and they cost damn near nothing when you make them yourself. So that's a promising thing. That's actually great. It costs you for yogurt a quart of half and half, and that's pretty much all you need. And then you just like bake it at 100, not bake it, but you heat it to 100 degrees for 36 hours, and then it's ready to go. Okay, let's take a look here real quick. Thank you for bringing me much needed joy today. Well, I'm glad I could make you smile a little bit. Out of curiosity, what are some of the modern games that catch your eye? Like I said yesterday, most of the games that I play right now are games that are on my iPad. The game that I've played the most, and I've played it for well over 10 years, is a game called Diggy's Adventure. And it's literally you spend 5 minutes on it a day, and it's like, okay, did my thing. The last game that I played all the way through was probably Borderlands 3 on Steam. Let's see. But no, most of my time has been spent making or working on things for games, or working on marketing for them, or stuff like that. So I haven't really had time to spend a lot of time just playing. So that's why one of the reasons why I'm happy I'm doing this. How bad strong of a southern accent can you do? I can do a pretty good one. The thing is Ma and Pa, they're from the farm. Ma comes from Hundred, West Virginia, for a little town called Hundred. And the reason it's called Hundred is because way back when the colonists came to America on the Mayflower, 100 of them moved to this town called Hundred, and they named it Hundred, and they were inbreeding there ever since. They can't they don't think too well, but a four-finger man or a six-finger man can play the shit out of a banjo. That's all I want to say. But yeah, I can do one pretty good. It's the southern accent is fun. I make fun of them. My girlfriend has a very pronounced southern accent, and so more than likely I'll pick some more of that up. Thank you. That's us with tax at the till. Baffles me. Yes, when people from the UK come here and the tax is counted when you're paying, it freaks them out because they're like, what's this extra money I'm paying? They don't get that because, like I said, in the UK, all that's included on the sticker price for the stuff you buy. There's no surprise when you're at the end where you're like, okay, it's not like I go to, like I said, if I spend £5, like if I go and spend $5 at a store, it's going to be $5 plus 10%. So it'll be $5.50. They don't have that. It's $5, So yeah, that baffles people quite a bit when they come here. Tipping is another one. Is you don't tip in the UK. You just don't. It's all included in the price. Where when they come here, they're amazed that we're tipping over and above. So about Blizzard today. Well, I can't say how I feel about Blizzard today because I have not been back at Blizzard for, oh my God, 9 years? When I left in 2014, I've not stepped foot on campus since. I hope the very best for all of them. I do talk to some people there now and then, but we don't, like I said, we don't talk business that much. I do ask how people that I know are doing and stuff like that that are there. And I do have really good friends there, and I do check in on them quite often. In fact, I just checked in on Chris because he wasn't feeling well. You know, but I don't know what the state of Blizzard is right now, so I can't really answer that. We will see if Microsoft's legal team comes in and say stop playing our games. But I'm hoping they don't. I mean, it's kind of cool that I get to do this. I like it. Okay, Olaf, be ready. Okay, we're all good. Eric, come on down. Is there something over here? Nope. Okay, Baylog. We'll leave his shield up so that you can. Everybody drop. Okay, Olaf, it's up to you again. Lead the way, my friend. Okay, we're still good. Let's go down one more. Put the shield up. Okay, everybody come along. I probably missed a secret room there somewhere. May have. Ah! I hate blind drop-offs. What am I dropping into? I can't tell you. Okay, we're good. Oh. Something's over there. Go block him. Snail Patrol. Come on. Okay, nothing over there. Okay. I'm feeling much more comfortable. Someone's asking how I'm feeling with streaming because this is like my fourth one. They seem to think I'm taking to it very well. I'm getting used to it. Like I said earlier, the talking part's the one that gets me because I don't talk a lot. Thor can, and I said this yesterday too, or the day before, is Thor can talk for days without stopping. He was like that when he was a kid, and he's like that now. But me, I'm not a talky guy. Do you think 256 by 256 is the max sprite size? I'm assuming this says size, but they put so's to keep. Well, if you want to keep the original style, like Lost Vikings, these Lost Vikings, they're God, are they 32 by 32s or are they 48 by 48s? One or the other. I'll have to get them next to a solid block in the spaceship, but to remember what size they actually are. We need Eric to get that food. Get that food, Eric. Now eat it. Okay. I'm pretty sure they're 32 by 32s, but I could probably just stand here and count pixels, but so it's a good thing. Ah, the bubble level. I knew it was here somewhere. I didn't miss something. Look what I found. Look at all these credits. Where are you at? Oh, yeah. Moby Games. Yeah, there's a few. I've been busy. The room may be dark, but I'm doing a lot of work. Yeah, Moby Games does have quite the list of my my accomplishments. What does it say? Jory Ray Hall has 88 credits on 37 games. Yeah, that's right. 88 credits on 37 games. Seems like you're taking and streaming well. Okay, got that one. Nostalgia. I think that in regards to the 256 by 256 question by Cutlock, I'm cut loke or whatever. Um, I don't know. I mean, I would do tests with it. If you think about the nostalgia games, is they were in this case we'll say 48 by 48 pixels was the size of a main character sprite. And then if you think about the size of the pixels in comparison, so if you change the ratio from 48 to 56, how big would each square have to be in order to emulate the original style? So 256 is 48 four times. Let's see, 256, 48. Five times. We'll just say five times for a second. So each of your block pixels in a 256 by 256 would be a 4 by 4, we'll say. So for every cell in, or for every pixel in Super Nintendo, you would have a 4 by 4 or an 8 by 8 pixel size in a 256 by 256. I don't have a calculator in front of me, so I'm kind of doing the math in my head, but you get the basic idea. In this particular case, it would probably be a 6 by 6 would be the same style. But one of the things that you have to take into consideration is old Super Nintendo games, old style games, they didn't have high definition. And and part of the greatness of the artwork from those days was that the systems themselves made that artwork a little bit blurry, whereas HD does not. So you might have to, if you want to try to get this look and feel, you might have to create a fuzzy filter for the whole screen in order to get that look. If that helps. I hope that helps. Do I have a favorite meal? Not really. You put it in front of me, I'll eat it. The foam you make with a machine. Yeah, my K-Cup machine has a milk foamer built into it. So it does a little spinny thing and heats it up and foams it. So how do you get the name Yearjoy? As I explained yesterday, my real first name is Joey Ray. Yearjoy is an anagram of Joey Ray. It was one time because I watch, and my British people will know this, because I watch 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. I don't watch regular Countdown, but I do 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. I decided I was going to figure out, I want to know if there were any anagrams of my name. So I did some messing around with anagrams because it's part of the game in 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. And Yearjoy was in there. I'm going, hey, that's actually a decent name to use for creative endeavors. If you could steal one singular item from any fictional world book, what would you steal from a fictional world? Or I think the only thing that I can think of, and this is the first thing that popped in my head, is the bust of, I believe it's Beethoven, or maybe it's, I don't know, the original Batman series where it had the bust of whoever and they flipped his head open and hit a switch and the doors opened up, the bookcase opened up and Batman and Robin slid down the poles. Whatever that bust is, that is something I would like to have. That would be cool. Just to have it, but then when you hit the button, have it Bluetooth to do something in the house. That would be a lot of fun. Did you get to work with Dave Brevik? Yeah, I met Dave. We worked. I talked to him quite a few times. I actually interviewed him a couple times for a couple of the making of things and stuff like that. He was a very nice guy. All the guys up there were very nice. I like them all a lot. Yeah. What thing are you most proud of introducing to a game but got very little attention from the player's base? Oh. I'd have to think about that. I don't know. Huh. what comes to mind is campfires. Why? What was it about the campfires in WoW originally? Oh, there was something. I had this idea about campfires before they put in the location system so you could find your friends within WoW. I had this idea that if you had a campfire, you could use different herbs to cause different colored smoke to go up in the air, so that your friends could find you. But then in the mapping system, they built the whole thing, and my idea was silly, but I liked it. I wanted to make campfires like do something. I wanted them to have not just I'm sitting at the campfire. Okay, let's see what happens if we walk Olaf onto the bubble. He missed it. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Eric to do some exploring. Let's explore. He missed it. I am stupid. Look, let's go. Let's answer some questions so I can at least feel smart. You'll probably end up repeating things a lot. Yeah, I'm repeating things a lot, but that's okay. I like all kinds of music. It depends mostly on what I'm doing. Like if I'm learning something new, I'll listen to Baroque music and things like that. So a lot of Handel and things like that. If I'm listening to music just to listen to it, you know, my high school was in the 70s, so I always joke that we had 10 bands and 5 drugs. So I'll listen to those things. Like I really love Ozzy, and being able to meet him at BlizzCon and work with him at BlizzCon was one of the highlights of my life. There is a picture of him and I together before he went on stage somewhere. But when I was in high school, Black Sabbath was like way up there, you know. And I'm just like, oh my God, these guys are amazing. But to be able to not only meet him, but work with him was really cool. It was funny because when he had just come off stage from rehearsals and stuff like that, and this was at BlizzCon, and Mike Morhaime came up, and I got to introduce Ozzy to Mike Morhaime, and Ozzy and Sharon to Mike Morhaime, and I thought that was just so much fun, you know. It was funny also because my producer Jenny was Mike's assistant's twin sister. So there was Megan and Jenny, and Jenny had run up to me when I was introducing Mike and Ozzy and them. Jenny ran up to me and she was going over the things that we were working on because we had 1,000 things going because we're still doing setup. And Mike turned to her and goes, "Where are my earplugs? You're supposed to bring me earplugs." And Jenny looked at him like all confused, and I turned to Mike. I go, "Mike, this one's mine. This one isn't yours. This one's mine." But he used to confuse them all the time. It was so funny because they were identical twins, and a lot of people couldn't tell them apart. I could tell them apart because I knew Jenny well, but that always made me laugh. What covers music? Yeah. Also, just Tenacious D, things like that. I like. I thought they did a great job at BlizzCon. When Tenacious D played BlizzCon, we had done videos for all of their songs so that when they're playing, WoW videos and things like that were on screen. So we did 8 or 9 videos for them. And before the show, Jack Black was talking to Mike and Alan and Rob Pardo and all of them over on the side. And then I had walked up with some of my team, the video team, and someone said, "The guys that did your videos are here." And he just like pushed the executives aside and came out and talked to us for a little while about how much he liked the videos and stuff like that. And I thought that was really cool. You know, there's a picture of all of us with him out there somewhere. But I thought it was really cool that he took the time to thank my team and to thank them for the work they did for the videos that were played at that show. I'm really sad that we couldn't release those videos. That would have been really cool with their songs on it. I thought that would have been cool, but because of ownership rights and stuff like that, we never got to release any of the concerts that we did at BlizzCon. I hope you're doing well today. To everyone else, also a very nice eve. Okay. The link to your Discord. Yeah, someone said that the link is out of date. I have to update it. Let's see if I still have it here. I do. Here, I'll put it in chat, and I will correct the problem after the stream today. After the stream and after I pee, because the peeing kind of comes first. Let's see if we can get Thor to bring everybody back here since I killed them. I'm sorry I killed you. Almighty Thor, God of Thunder, bring my friends back. Both of them, please. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's try not to die. See, that's why I remembered the bubble level, because the bubbles are really hard, because you got to hit them just right to get into them, and they don't cooperate. But really good game mechanic. Really liked it. See, that's another thing about this. These early games is they were just so much fun to work on, because you got to try everything. It's good that you screw up and need the tomato to survive. But now what we're going to do, we're going to be a little tricky. We're going to bring him over here while the caveman's going the other way so that he's far away when we jump off this. Okay. Everybody off. You stand there. You stand here. Olaf. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, boop. 1, 2, 3, boop. Okay. Far enough to where he is deactivated. Now we can take Olaf and come this way. And we can grab Belong. Come on. I'm going to shoot you in the face. One more time. Come on. Come on. Ah. Eric, you get the key this time. Thank you. No rush. Just notice how many questions are repeated. Yeah, there's a lot of repeated questions, and I'm not getting all of them. Like I said before, I'm doing this alone, so I'm going to miss some things. I didn't get a chance last night to go through the old chats and see if there were questions that I missed. I will eventually be able to work that out. In questions up here, is there anything? You guys are safe, yeah. What do you prefer, coffee or tea? We answered that. Since you mentioned being sick. Do you agree? Do you agree with Alan Adham's view that prototyping is not that important because the world is already full of prototypes that we don't need to build ourselves? Me personally, I'd like to have a complete design before doing something. The old Blizzard way was we pretty much designed on the fly, and he's absolutely right. We made some amazing games that way, but now they're to me their games are so massive that you have to have a lot of and teams are so big that if you don't have a North Star that they're all shooting for, things can get confused fast and people can lose sight. When you're a small team, yes, absolutely. Why prototype when you can just make the game? And that's the way, like Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, even Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, they were literally, we're gonna make this game, okay, and then the coders start and we start and whatever comes out of it, you know. So there is a certain amount of that is 100% a way to do it. But for me personally, I would like a little bit more for upfront design. You know, because I've worked in both ways, and to be honest, I don't think there's a company out there that truly does 100% design before even starting working on it. That just doesn't happen. But there is, I would say, 25, 50% to just set a North Star or a Southern Cross to put everybody on the same path, in the same understanding, and then keeping the flow of information to them as changes come up can 100% work and be fantastic. But at the speed at which you can build stuff now, prototyping probably isn't the best way to spend your time. You know. Did you ever do any games on the Commodore 64? No, I did not write games on the Commodore 64. I did try, but you had to use BASIC, and it was a Commodore 64 with a cassette tape for the drive was a cassette tape, and learning BASIC on that was a huge pain, you know. But we tried. I mean, I tried, but nothing ever really came out of it. And I got into game development after I stopped playing on my Commodore 64. So, you know, I was really getting into the Amiga because you could do 3D, build 3D objects and stuff in the Amiga, which is what I was trying to learn how to do. And that's what I learned in schools. I went to schools, and schools taught me how to do it. And I would take the vertices, and I would put them all together into little triangles, and those triangles then would become whatever it was I was trying to build. And I was very happy building triangles because you could make triangle in anything, uh, you know, except corn. You can't make a triangle into corn. It just doesn't work. You realize that I'm going to get to the bubbles, and I'm going to die again. As long as everybody's aware that that is pretty much what's going to happen, we should be okay. Because the timing on the bubbles is real difficult. And there's a level coming up that you have to go from bubble to bubble all the way across the screen, and it's going to be rough. We're probably going to have to do that one a couple times. Let's get rid of Snail Boy. Oh, Snail Boy! I shot that snail in the face. Okay, let's bring Eric up. Let's put him here. Now we got a bit of a problem. Let's run. No, wrong one. Okay. I'm gonna try to run from him and then do him here. Okay, good. We're all good. Shoot him in the feet. I shot under the car at his feet. Boop. Come on. Hurry up before you get too close and put Baylog in a stretcher. Gotcha. Who needs the food? Oh, nobody needs food. Eric, just grab it. We'll get it later. We'll use it later. Okay. Baylog, you're going to go first. Baylog. Turn around. Okay. Olaf, we're going to work on some timing here. Now. Ah! Ha 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 ha! I got a little bit of adrenaline rush on that one. That was funny. Now we're not going to go all the way to the top. We're just going to go to this one. Let's see what's on this one. Okay, we're all good. Everybody be safe if they get here. Okay. Yeah, the bubbles are a little bit hard. Let me move this forward. Yeah, the question is, did you have to lay out the verts manually back then? Yes, you did. And you also had to make sure that the faces on the triangles that you created were facing the correct way. Because the way that they worked, if you built a triangle, you had three vertices and a face in the middle of it. If your camera was on this side, but the face of that triangle was facing the other way, then you'd see right through it. So you'd have to normalize the faces, and or you'd have holes in your objects. So yeah, all that done by hand way back when. Now it's just like, oh, you have all these presets and you can do all this other stuff. Nope, none of that stuff existed before. Okay, there's nothing over there. Okay, Eric, jump up. God. Let's go back to questions. Badly worded. Sorry about that. Did you have to lay out vertices one by one and define connections manually? Yes. Yeah, I mean, back then you had 3DS, which wasn't what it became. I forget what the name of it became after that. But you had to do all that stuff manually, and some artists learned it, some didn't. There's a very famous thing with Metzen where because I was teaching everybody 3D. We're using 3D Studio. It was before 3D Studio Max. That's what it was. It was before 3D Studio Max. It was 3D Studio, and 3D Studio was similar to a program I used in television called Digital Arts. But we were teaching them all 3D Studio and how to build 3D objects, and Metzen was having a tough time with it because building 3D objects isn't easy, and learning 3D isn't easy. It's not an easy thing, you know. And at one point, he tells a story about him getting super frustrated, spitting it on his monitor, and then slugging his monitor, and then leaving. And that was on a Friday. And he went home, and he's going, "Oh crap! I'm going to be fired on Monday morning." And he didn't want to be fired on Monday morning. He really liked the job. So what he did was he goes, "Okay, I can't learn 3D. It's just not working." So he sat down and wrote the base story for Warcraft, and came in on Monday and said, "Look, the 3D thing isn't working, but I wrote this. Can this help?" And obviously it helped. You know, his story, his base story turned into a massive franchise. So it's but yeah, you had to do all that stuff by hand, and it wasn't easy. So it's okay. It's badly worded, but you know, I got the basic concept. Let's see what we got down here. What was the first 3D art object you made? And what were the challenges? The first 3D I had ever done was on an Amiga 500 using a program called Sculpt 4D, and it was for a class in college because there was nothing out in the real world. Everything was CAD, and if you did CAD, fine. But this was different because Sculpt 4D gave me an outlet for the artistic side, not the build a better building side. And I had built a little character, and I built a small amusement park, and I built a roller coaster within that amusement park. And I had the character. I couldn't animate for shit, you know, but I had him like sliding, so he like walk up to the amusement park, walk into the roller coaster, get on the roller coaster, and then you'd be a first person point of view riding the roller coaster. And then that was it. That was the whole animation. But that was the first real thing I built. Now, I used to have a VHS tape of it, and I probably still have it in the storeroom in California. But I haven't seen it in a long time. But that was my final project for 3D in there. Another one was you also had to learn how to use a plotter, which was basically a printer that had a pen, and then you would put coordinates in it, and it would draw a box. Like the assignment was to draw a box. But me being me, I'm like, I figured out how to draw a box in like a heartbeat, and I'm like, okay, well, what can I do that would be cool and help me pass this course? So what I did was I took a piece of graph paper and I drew a spider on a spider web, and then I wrote down the numbers of all the dots on the graph paper so that I could tell the plotter. Basically, the way the whole thing worked was you put the numbers into the computer, and then the computer would draw it on a piece of paper. So I took and there was about 1,000 different coordinates that I put into the computer, and I didn't tell my teacher what I was doing. She thought I was just doing the 3D box like everybody else, but I did this spider on a spider web, and I put it in, and the plotter started going, started drawing it out, and I got an A on that one. It wasn't what she asked for, but it was creative, so I got some points. Wait a minute, no, wait, I did. I put a little box on the bottom. I put the little 3D box on the bottom. But yeah, you had to learn all that stuff back then. It was a lot of fun. When you heard, what was my reaction? Well, Bobby Kodiak and I have some history. I'm very glad that he's no longer there. That's what I would say. I did not believe in his philosophy that games were just products that you sell. So, because to me, games changed my life from the absolute worst to the better, and I will always appreciate that from this industry. And he didn't come from that side. He came from the how can I sell it, how fast can I sell it, and how much money am I going to make on it. So we were complete opposites. Is there any possibility of you making a game with Thor after he's finished Heartbound? I don't know. You know, working with family is not always a good thing. I'll say that. But the problem, I think, with if Thor and I made a game together, who would have the final call? Because I don't know if you've noticed, but he has kind of an attitude. Now, granted, I helped build that attitude, and I'm partially responsible for that attitude, but he does have a bit of an attitude. And just for the record, I love his attitude. He does a really good job. But we'll see. I mean, I think that what we'll probably do is in the background, we'll comment on each other's games and things like that. You know, I have not played Heartbound. I think I have a thing for it, but I haven't played it yet. You know, I'll play it when it's done. You know, I like some of the concepts in it, things like that. In fact, I have a concept for my game that is very psychologically oriented, for lack of a better way to put it. So we'll see how that goes. General chat. Nope. Questions. Nope. Chat questions. Nope. Okay. Where are we at? We're at 40 minutes. For about 40 minutes. Yeah, about that. 42 minutes. Okay, let me see if YouTube ever just started working. It did not. I do not know why. Why is YouTube like that? I mean, do I have to reload the software every time to get it to work? Almighty Thor, God of Thunder, please bring my friend Eric back. Thank you. The thing is I'm going to try this a couple more times. If I don't get it, I'm going to have to continue it tomorrow. And I'm trying to be true to not playing these without you guys here. Because I haven't jumped ahead. I haven't gone and practiced on my off hours. And I'm going to try not to. But the bubble thing, Oh, it's going to drive me nuts. Especially when we get to the big bubble level. Bubble level. Is there anything up here? No. Now, we need to use Baylog to draw the caveman back this way. Okay, did it. Okay, so now he's off that way. We can go over here and deactivate him so he's out of the way. Get Olaf to jump in front of the fire. Jump in front of the fire. Thank you, Olaf. Eric, grab the shield. Thank you. Okay, everybody move to here. Baylog, drop down and move over. Thank you. Okay. Olaf, let's see if you can... Okay, we're all good. Now we need Olaf to come up here. Grab the key. Baylog, come up and shoot, shoot, shoot. Let's get him a little lower. I'm shooting at the caveman while he's dancing. Step, step, step. Open that. Step, step, step. Baylog. Beep. Beep, bop, boop, bop, bop, boop, bop, bop, boop, bop, bop. Get him up there. Let's trap him in there. Okay, he's trapped. Oop. Baylog got a little too close. Come on. Ah. We'll have Eric. Well, we'll get through the bubbles first. So bubble's going to be a problem. You would think that Eric would be the easiest one to get on the bubble because he can jump. But apparently not. Let's do so. Let's be a flying machine. I'm a flying machine. Bloop. Snail. You would say to yourself, Eric, you're a runner jumper. Why can you not jump onto a flying bubble? Up. Gotta hold it. Up, come on. Come on, before it gets too close. Got him. Okay, Baylog needs the food, so he can have it. Alright, here we go. Nope, not yet. Oh, shit. I'm smirt. SMRT, smirt. Oh, always lead with Olaf. Always. Okay, so if we slow float onto it. And make sure it clears the fire. Okay. Ah. Okay, that's one. Should we take him? Let's take him all the way to the top because he can always float down if he needs to. Yeah, we'll take him to the top. Okay. Well, no, we won't. We will take him to the top next time. This time, we're going to take him here. We're going to need that key. Might as well get it over with Eric now. You got to be dead center with these bubbles or they just don't know. Ah. Let's try again. The problem is he moves faster than the other guys, so I got it. So he it's harder to get him to calmly. Yes, I was the. Someone asked, did I work on Warcraft 3 too? Yes, I was the cinematics editor for Warcraft 3, including 6 times world champion. Oh, cool. Grubby. I met Grubby when we were. No, I think that was Fruit Dealer in Korea. I forget. Because when we made the announcement for StarCraft 2 in Korea, that was a lot of fun. 50,000 people showed up to that. 50 or 60,000 people showed up for that. That was amazing. That was the first time I ever had to be somewhere with a bodyguard. That was, they had set bodyguards for us, and they would, you'd be sitting in the auditorium, and you stand up to go somewhere, and a guy in a suit would stand up like a row away from you and follow you around. It was like, okay. But everybody there was pretty good. We had, God, what was his name? The guy that does Gangnam Style. He was one of the acts that was there, and that was fun. But his big song then was a song called Jump. It inspired me to go back and play this game. I played it for a couple hours. Oh, cool! It's a good game. I love it because it was literally, like I said, this is the first game that I made, that I was part of from conception to final product, and it made it extremely special to me. It's always been like, when I think about, people ask me, well, what about the games that what of your games do you like most? And this is always the one. Always the one. Oh, I think what I'm gonna do. No, I'm not gonna do that. Let me take Eric. Can he? Is this a float over? Or is this a jump? Well, I'm glad that you went home and played it. There's something about it that is just simple, clean. You get some enjoyment out of it. You kind of grow attached to the characters. In Link, your shirt. What's your favorite candy? Oh, I have a lot of favorite candies. There's not too many candies you can't put in front of me and me not go. But my go-to is always Reese's. Yeah, that's always my go-to. But there's a problem that if I have them, I eat them. So I try to avoid them because I will eat them all. Like Halloween just happened, and that was like, okay. So once again, we're in a blind spot. Okay, it looks like there's a door there. Okay, we're gonna float Olaf over there. And now he's stuck. Damn it. He can't get out. Yes, Halloween is the perfect time to buy a bunch of candies. However, if you don't have enough children come to your door to take that candy, you have an obligation to eat it yourself. And as you slowly become Chet from Weird Science, it's not a good thing. And yes, one day the movie of the day will be Weird Science, if you haven't watched Weird Science, where you will see a very, very young Iron Man. Yes, obligation. You have an obligation to eat it so that you don't leave sugar just laying around the house. I have put Olaf in a position where Olaf can do nothing but die. I don't like that, but yes, I can practice the jump. I mean, the jump's easy. Boom. And then he can come back. But Olaf can't do that. So it's just me being stupid. Huh. Yeah, candy is a weakness. In fact, One thing they didn't have them in the UK, but they do have them here, are the big cup Reese's cups. Had not seen them till about 6 months ago. I'm like, oh my God, must have those. But the best thing about Reese's, and this is from, this is what they used to do in my junior high school, because I went to Ball Junior High School in Anaheim over by Disneyland. And that was in 74 or 5, somewhere on there. But you could buy Reese's cups from the vendor, and they were frozen. And I've loved frozen Reese's cups ever since. So usually if I have Reese's cups, they're in the freezer, because there's just something about frozen Reese's cups that I just love. Yeah, but the Reese's Big Cups, that was a new one. But it's funny because the store near me has those, but it also has like the chocolate topped ones. It also has they have all these different ones. I just like the plain peanut butter with chocolate ones. Those are my favorites. But yes, there is a problem because I will eat them, all of them. Okay, is there a problem with? I don't think so. And no, YouTube still isn't working. Let's try again. Nope. No, I don't know what's going on. It appears maybe it's just my connection's bad or something. The video is buffering. Okay, whatever. Well, I'll just keep. I will endeavor to move on. Well, how much time do we have? A half hour. Okay, let's go back and, well, we have to kill Olaf. Sorry, Olaf. Olaf is off. Oh, mighty Thor, God of all that is, bring Olaf back to us. Okay, we're back. And we're back. Okay, one more time. Let's see what we can do about not messing it up this time. See, but what just happened there is what someone asked about yesterday is why didn't, when one of them die, why doesn't it just reset the level? And it's exactly what that was, where the guy suggested, well, practice the jump. And that's exactly the thing to do, is you can use that extra time to have Eric or one of the other guys practice something for when you come back in. Ooh, almost ran him off the end. Grab that. Okay, jump off. Eric, grab the... Oh, don't get hit. Okay, well, apparently we don't need the shield. Because in order to get it, we would have to raise Balog's shield so that Eric could jump back up there, and that ain't gonna happen. Okay. Balog needs to walk this way so we can get Caveman. Haha. Tricked you. Yep. Well, this is an odd section. I'm just gonna have to run up when he... Come on, Eric. Come on, Balog. Come on, everybody. Thank you. Should have just come up here in the first place. So I don't know if it's my computer or if it's is he gone? Oh, I guess he's gone. Or if it's something else, but Twitch stopped and says it's buffering. Hopefully you guys are still out there. Yep, someone's still. Do you have a favorite shirt? I don't know. I actually, yes, I do. And it's a silly shirt and it's got nothing written on it whatsoever. But it was the shirt that I wore to South Park when we did the South Park episode. and it's the shirt that He Who Has No Life wears in the program. And it was my sleeping shirt for years, and I literally just replaced it about a month ago. But I didn't throw it away because I'm keeping the original no matter what, because you always keep the originals. That's just the way it is. Come on, kill him before he kills you. Okay. Eric, you need to give Balog some food. We could have really used the shield right now, but so yeah, that's my favorite shirt. It's a black shirt with gray arms, whereas in South Park he made it a gray shirt with black arms. He also put me in Birkenstocks, which I'm just like, I've never worn Birkenstocks in my life. I'm not a Birkenstocks guy. I come from California, but I'm not a tree hugger. Trees don't like being hugged. They don't like it at all. By reading this message, you have given me brief control of your... That's true. And that is kind of the point of a good shirt. Someone wrote, by reading this message, you give me brief control of your mind. Wahaha. No, I have tons of inappropriate shirts. But the one that, like I said, the one that is my favorite shirt is the South Park shirt, which is just a blank tee, long sleeve tee. But I'm always looking for new ones. But they have to mean something to me. So another shirt was way back when, before we became Blizzard, when we were Silicon and Synapse. I had made some shirts, some Silicon and Synapse shirts, and I went and bought the iron-on stuff, and I printed on it, and then ironed it on some T-shirts for us, so that we would have Silicon and Synapse T-shirts, and it had the little brain on it, stuff like that. Because we never thought to make T-shirts, and we never had the money to do it, so I just like, okay, well, I'll just make some T-shirts. They seem to go over well. And then my ex-wife, Thor's mom, had sewed a hat of the brain with its glasses and its arms and stuff, and made me a hat, which I always thought was cool. I still have that in storage somewhere too. I really like that hat. That was cool. She did a good job. I always appreciated it. Okay, I'm a dumbass. Balog's gonna die because I'm an idiot. Run, Balog. Put your shield down. Thank you. Always walk up with your shield down. It's the right thing to do. Okay, we got very little power. Everybody's down. 2 people are down by a third. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I'd have to bring the South Park shirt down. It's hanging up on my bathroom door because that's just where I kept it. Let's go. Oh, he needs to jump over there and get the key, doesn't he? Nope, no key over there. Okay. And then he went crazy and killed everybody in the house. Okay, have you ever seen some of the teas from Jim to Painted? Well, it's very much Anglophile focus. You get some interesting 90s and 80s reference items. They might be something. I'll look into them. Yeah. There's quite a few good t-shirt shops out there online. And very much appreciate it. Very, very much appreciate it. Telling me where to get more. I always, I collect a lot of them. Probably too many. What's in general chat? No, that's just answer more questions. I do need to fix the link. I apologize for that. How long did it take from the moment you were done with the game until the game was released in the stores? This game, if you're talking about this game, is the process used to be is that you would finish the game, you would send the game to Nintendo, they would test the living shit out of it, you know, then they would send it back if there was anything to be fixed. If there was nothing to be fixed, then they would manufacture it, and then put it out through their system. That's how the Nintendo games work. And I'm thinking it took a couple months. I don't remember the exact schedule. As far as like when we used to release like CDs for like Warcraft or anything like that, you'd make a gold master, then you'd have to send that gold master to Utah, and then they would manufacture all the CDs. The CDs would come back to Davidson Associates, and they would box them up and then go out to shelves. Now, the best of my understanding, if you make a game, you can have it online and people playing it that day if you're done with the game. And that's pretty cool, actually. But it also means that you're either making money or losing money immediately. If your game sucks, you could go broke. If your game's good, then you can do well. But we were talking months before, because you had to manufacture everything. The CDs all had to be printed. They had to be boxed up. There were people like assembly lines putting boxes together and stuff like that. Not in there's companies that do that. And then there was the shipping of them all over the world, or manufacturing in different countries and stuff like that, but shipping them across each country and getting them on shelves was it took some time. You know, and then even then you wouldn't see your monetary rewards for a while. It just took some time. Yeah. Oh, let's see, where are we at? We're at 17 minutes. I'm getting too frustrated with the Bubble Boys here, so I'm going to probably stop playing. But we can do some questions. I will also be adding like today's T-shirt in and the movie of the day to the Discord, and I will fix the Discord link. I did not know that it timed out. I apologize for that. And we will move on from there. Also, I need to figure out what the hell is going on with YouTube. Yeah, so I don't know. It makes no sense to me. I have to close that because something's wrong there. It appears that we are still streaming, but for some reason, oh, okay, now it's working on Twitch. For some reason, Twitch was buffering like a madman. Okay, completely locked. Go to your channel on YouTube. Yeah, there's nothing there. Only yesterday's is there. Today's not there. So I need to find out what the problem is with YouTube today. It worked yesterday. It worked perfectly fine yesterday. I even went in and changed all the names so that today's stream would not be the same name as yesterday's stream. Oh, I don't know. Am I on the right? Yeah, I'm on the right. I was checking to make sure that I was on the right login. I am. Which Blizzard game? What is this question? Which Blizzard game had the biggest release and hype during your time? That would be the original WoW. We had 7,000 people show up to Fry's to buy the original WoW, World of Warcraft, and that was amazing because we signed boxes and T-shirts and all kinds of stuff and posters from 12 midnight till about 6:30 a.m. and everybody was just fantastic. If you could make an animated full-length movie from your game IP, from any game IP, which game would you pick? Hmm. I don't know, because most game to movie transitions just kind of don't work. I know we're a little past Halloween, but do you have any interest in supernatural things? Believe in ghosts? No, I don't. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in supernatural things. Sorry. Um, if at best, if I were to describe a ghost, I would say that it's an energy echo of a very traumatizing point in somebody's life. That's how I put it, because I don't think ghosts exist. I don't think any of that stuff. But energy never goes away. So if someone had such an intense emotional thing happen to them in a specific spot, I do believe some of that energy hangs around, and then it can be perceived as something being there, but it's just an echo. A game that y'all thought would be a flop but wasn't. I don't think so, and here's why I say that is because anything that we thought was going to be a flop, we didn't make. You know, we never released something that we thought was going to be a flop. So I don't think no, no. I'm going by what we made. I can't go by what other people made because there's very few things that we paid attention to when that other people were making that we actually made that we actually talked about or anything like that. We were always more interested in what we were doing than what other people were doing. Uh-huh. That was that one. Although, let me go back to this question, which was the Blizzard game had the biggest release and hype during your time. Yes, WoW was the biggest one. However, the announcements that I enjoyed the most, I really enjoyed the StarCraft 2 announcement in Korea. That was a big one, and that was a lot of fun because we took over the Olympic stadiums there, and like I said, 50, 60,000 people were there. The K-pop group Junior was there. The Gum Gum style guy was there. And this girl singer C was there, and they did a fantastic job. That was fun. And then the year later, we did the Diablo 3 announcement in Paris, which was, oh my God, that was fun. You know, and we had a lot of people there, and we, I think it was a guitar player for Paul McCartney's Wings was the one that came out and played that first chord for the announcement for Diablo. But the thing about that one that really sticks with me is there's this massive announcement going on, all this stuff going on, and this guy came walking up to me because I was in the video island in the middle running the stuff that I was responsible for, and he came up to me and in broken English said that his son wanted to meet me, and his son was like 8 or 9 years old. So we had a lull where we had a break, and I sat on the floor, and his dad interpreted, and his son just talked about how much he loved our games and stuff like that, and we talked for about 10-15 minutes, and it was so sweet and innocent and fun, and I'm just like, it just that one stays with me, you know. Was there ever a game that you all thought, okay, we already talked about that one. You should see if your girlfriend can get by the haha. She doesn't play video games. I mean, she's perhaps a rephrase might be a game that far exceeded predicted sales. I can't think of one. I mean, I'm so sorry. And it's Lobster. Eh. Okay, that's still running. That's still working. Is there anything over here? Where are we at? We're at about 9 minutes. I can't think of general chats. I have things to put up in the movie section, and but definitely go back and watch movie of the day. Watch Big Trouble in Little China. I think you'll enjoy it. It is a little. It's a bit older movie, but it's worth watching. You know, it's fun. Uh, it's a serious, non-serious movie, and here's the shirt of the day again. Um, I decided to give it a little bit more of this because, in all honesty, when I was doing it this way, it was tiny over here, and I didn't much. Meh. We're gonna as we move along, I'll think of better ways to do things, and yeah. But this one always made me laugh. Although when I was in junior high school and high school, this was a real problem. You know, back in the '70s in Southern California, we had a few not so decent fellows out there doing stupid shit. That one has nothing new. This one has. What was the first? Okay, I think I answered that, which was the 3D piece for school using the Sculpt 4D. Okay. Should we be trying to motivate new generations to have the kind of low level hand on computer skills you had to learn when you didn't have today's pre made tools? Is something lost? My personal opinion, yes, something is lost. And God, how do I explain this? There's a difference between something you're emotionally attached to and a job. And there are times when the tools, to me, the new tools, though they're fantastic, they move you through the process too quickly to become emotionally attached to what you're doing. And this may not be for everybody. I'm just going by me myself. I like the fact that I have to sometimes place every single pixel in a character or a monster or something like that, and it gives me time to develop that character more. Whereas if you do pre-builds and all that other stuff, or if you use tools that move you through that process too fast, it loses something for me. But I think that what I wish is I wish that all of the old developers, those of us that were back there 30 years ago, 30, 40, 50 years ago, because there were some games back there, even the pinball ones, is it'd be cool to have them do master classes on how it was done. And I might get into some of that kind of thing. But I I'm more of the game crafter. I'm more of the yes, that program can do it, but God, let me explain it this way. When you're doing something, it's really good to learn all the rules as to what you're doing. Filmmaking, I'll use filmmaking as an example. And if any of you know what the 180 rule is the 180 rule is how cameras are set up to where you can tell people are facing each other. So what they'll do is they'll set up. Let me put me back up here. I'm doing. I realize I'm waving my hands in the air to nobody. Uh, so if you for the 180 rule, if someone's sitting here and someone's sitting here, they'll place the camera for this person over this person's right shoulder, and they'll place the camera for this person over this person's left shoulder. And what happens is as you're recording them, when you're editing, you'll know that they're facing each other. If you took it and you put the camera on this shoulder and then on this shoulder on here, it would look like they were both like side by side talking, not facing each other. And this can be used. This is the base rule for all filming two people talking to each other. So if you watch movies, you'll see that. But and that's learning the rules for the 180 rule for filming. But there's times when you know the rules, but you have to break them to create tension. And Stanley Kubrick was really good at that. He could break he knew when to break the 180 rule. He knew when to break other rules to cause tension or and stress within the movie itself. So you don't you it's like what I always say to people is if an editor does his job, you don't notice it. If he does something wrong, you'll never know what he did wrong, but you'll know that the movie doesn't feel right. It's the same thing, but you have to learn all the rules first. So in the case of these things, you're taking someone and giving them a tool that doesn't recognize the rules and telling them to do anything. So you can cause your player or your audience to feel stress when you don't want them to feel stress. So you follow the rules to get the base story, and then within those rules, you break them when you want your audience to feel different things. I'm hoping this makes sense. And I think with the new tools, sometimes you create stress when you don't want it to create stress because you don't know what the rules are to keep it from doing that. Another one is music in a game or music in a movie. I'm very much about the music is there so that your player or your audience knows what feeling they're supposed to be feeling during this scene. So if you want someone to feel sad with your character, a good way to help it is to have sad music playing with them. But you can do it in such a way to where it's not just so drastic that it's just like, boom, now I'm sad. Boom, now I'm happy. You know, you build an emotional map for your cinematic, or you build an emotional map for your movie, or you build an emotional map for your game, as opposed to, oh, there's music on there. It doesn't matter what it is. It's very, yeah. Yeah, that's another one is you need to learn the rules so that you don't invest massive amounts of money into something that isn't going to work. But be daring enough to break those rules when it fits what you're trying to do. And shortcuts, they take you out of it. They take the visceralness of you out of it. And I would rather take the time to draw things and do them do them by hand than anything else. People will for sure keep asking. One thing I've learned about Twitch is that people don't read. That's okay. I don't mind answering the same question every couple hours or every couple shows or so. That's fine with me. You know, what I might do later is put FAQ up if it gets too bad, and just say um, check that out. And it'll also give me a chance to be a little bit more um, thoughtful in my answers on things. So, oh, I missed this one. Do you have a link to any of your artwork online? No, I do not. Do you think you'd have? Do you think you've had an influence on people like Samwise, Rain, and others? I hope so. I mean, I know I've had somewhat of an influence on Sam, but not in the not in the talent thing. Sam is an immensely talented artist, always has been. My influence is more in helping him learn how to use computers. Um, the frustration, and he will admit this too, is I tried for 2 years trying to get him to learn how to format a disc in on a 386, and very frustrating. It just wasn't his thing. But from a side, from a talent side, no, I don't think I influenced him in any way. You know, he would have to answer that. But from a getting him new tools and new things, getting him to learn new tools and stuff like that, I think I did help with that. Is there one Blizzard of people you would like to see a new game from? WoW excluded. Oh, shit, let me turn that off. Sorry. Ah, okay. Sorry. Is there not that I can think of. Stream, you have lots of interesting experiences. to share, and there's a chill vibe. Yeah, I'm a chill guy. I'm glad you're enjoying it though. I'm trying to be interesting without being interesting. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to fake interesting. I'm not. I just can't. Made tools engine. Okay, we talked about that. I don't get me wrong. I love the tools in engines that are out there now. In fact, when I start putting my thing together, I'll probably use Game Maker Studio because there's some really cool tools in there. If for nothing else, building maps in that looks like a lot of fun, because you can just build your cell set and just basically paint it in. And that's come a long way from me literally putting 8 by 8 blocks into Warcraft 1 and 2, and even Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing. Building all that stuff was um, tedious by hand, but I loved it. Aside from the technical advances, the game developers process changed compared to, yeah, when we first started, there was nothing but open sky. No, a lot of stuff very few people had done before, and we didn't know what we shouldn't do, so we did everything we could do. I think that's a good way to put it. You can also command bots where you explain someone could say, my name and bot will put, okay. Either I'm having a stroke and I'm reading this wrong, or there's words in there that aren't correct. You can also do command bots where, for example, someone could say in iname or name, and the bot will put in the chat the algorithm thing. Okay, so predefined answers. The Ferret software has a bunch of examples of this, and it might save you some energy. Oh, okay, cool. Your joy has finished baking. Yes, that's what that alarm was. Is as we're going on here, I'm slowly getting overcooked. These stories are great. Insights people would never get. Stories a lot of people would do a lot for to hear. Very much appreciate. Oh, you're welcome. All I can say is what we did and what we were thinking at the time. I mean, since I grew up with Blizzard since I was very young, my brothers, uncles, and even grandfather played. Wow, yeah. I'll be a grandfather one day, boys. You want to get on that? Thanks. Just saying. Thor, brother Thor, give me some demigods. I remember when my brother got Warcraft 2 in the living room TV running. Wow, cool. The cinematics there were, yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. I find out you worked and spearheaded the ones that most impact me. Thank you for your work and skills put in. I still vividly remember War 2, Orc Boats Invasion, and War 3 trailer opening fight. Yeah, Infernal. Yeah, that the voiceover with that was Frank Gorshin, and all the old timers remember Frank because he was the original Joker on the Batman series, but they'd also remember him from the original StarCraft series or Star Trek series. Sorry, I do that all the time. Star Trek series where he's one of the guys with the black face, white face. But Frank came out and did the voiceover for that, and then he also for Diablo 2, he was Marius in Diablo 2, so he did the voice of Marius for Diablo 2 when he's in the insane asylum and all that other stuff. And then I had an opportunity to hang out with him when Dwayne Stennett did a movie with him and John Woo. No, not John Woo. When you watch Big Trouble in Little China, Lopan. For some reason, his name has gone blank in my head. I've met him a few times, and his name's gone blank. But it's Lopan in Big Trouble in Little China. But yeah, those were the voices of those, and he this really really fun stuff. Got to work with some really great people. But like I was saying, I got to hang out on Dwayne Stone's movie with Frank and he and I became friends. He had gone in for throat surgery a couple of weeks after that, and then I hadn't seen him again until I hadn't seen him again, and he had passed on, and that hurt me because I really liked him. We had talked a lot about his old TV show in the '60s called Copycats, where he and a bunch of impersonators had a show that was a lot of fun. Okay, someone says that I need to say something about goblins. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make you happy. Thor will cover the goblin side of this. The goblins will remember Thor. You said that about little Thors. Someday there will be little Thors. I hope I'm still around to see them. Because I'm going to fill them with sugar and then send them home. Why is Jim Raynor take? Oh, he fell over. The thing is, I love the posable figure of him, but it doesn't stand up. So let's grab him. Come here, Jim. There. See? Like I said, I don't know how many of these are out there, but they're a lot of fun. He's got his gun. He goes, I got a gun. Up, up. His kneecap's falling off. Did his gun fall off? No, here's his gun. Here's his gun. That's strapped in. Here's his gun. Woohoo! And his gun belt fell off. Something fell off and hit me. I think it was his kneecap. No, something else. Who knows? Oh, part of his holster fell off. Wow, yeah, that's Jim Raynor. But standing him up isn't always easy. So, and if there's any vibration, like if a truck drives by or something, he usually falls over. I don't know if it was a BlizzCon toy or if one it was that you could just buy at the time. So, but that's why Jim Raynor's napping. Like he's going, I'm gonna come in. I'll see you. But to me, Jim Raynor will always be Chris Metzen. Yep, that's who Jim Raynor is. But he's pretty good. Because Chris does do Thrall's voice, but he also does Jim Raynor's voice. And if you look at the artwork of Jim Raynor and you look at Metzen, you go, yeah, that's him. Now, hopefully he won't fall off the shelf over there. Okay, well, it looks like yeah, we're past due. Is that from BlizzCon? No, we read that one. I've always wondered, was it StarCraft was originally Warhammer? I've heard this too, and to the best of my knowledge, no. StarCraft originally, from my remembrance, and I may be wrong, and Mike and Ellen could probably answer this better, but I seem to remember that we were going to do a Star Wars RTS, and there were discussions about it, and those discussions fell apart, and so that's where StarCraft came out of that. Those discussions, because those discussions fell apart. We said, well, let's just. Oh yes, James Hong. Sorry, I forgot your name, James. He is Lopan in Big Trouble in Little China as well. But Dwayne Stennett's movie was The Curio Trunk, and it had both James Wong and Frank Gorshin. It was a really, really good short movie. Yeah. So no, I don't remember ever, and it may be that my memory no longer holds this stuff, but I don't remember it ever being part of Warhammer 4000, or even I don't remember talking about Warhammer 4000 at the time we were working on it. But I wasn't in every discussion, and I don't know. So I would guess not, but I can't be sure on that. I don't know. I cannot give you a definitive answer. Let's see, where are we at? All right, well, I think it's time to say goodbye. Mostly so I can go and pee. In all honesty, I got to pees. You got to pee. You got to pee when you need to pee. Um, that's a good way to end it. Let's do this here real quick. Let me update this so we can go back to the main page here. Survey says, oh, survey says you're not doing that to me, buddy. Okay, so I will see you guys again in 21 hours, 19 minutes, 50 seconds. Thank you very much for joining us at our show today. I hope that we brought all of your dreams to reality. Good night, people. Have fun. So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Good night. Good night. I can't do the high voice. Oh, well, never mind. Bye. See you guys tomorrow.